Hey guys, so Michelle and Eric here again, and the question we get a lot is like, what does our typical breakfast look like, right? So even though I kind of like explained a little bit in the book I sent you, we still get that question quite a bit. So today we want to show you like what our kind of like our Monday through Friday protein shake breakfast looks like. Usually Michelle is the one making the protein shakes, and usually I'm just kind of getting in the way by making my coffee in the morning. But we'll go through and kind of show you guys how we make this.
All right, and today we're going to do my personal favorite. I like fruit, but I'm a chocolate girl all the way. And so today we're going to do a chocolate peanut butter banana protein shake, and it is delicious. It does not feel like a cup of shake,
Yeah,
but it's chock full of healthy things.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the cool things about this is that like, this will sound super cheesy, but I actually look forward to having a protein shake in the morning. Like it tastes really good, so I don't feel like I'm making like this giant sacrifice. You'll see as we go through it that it's a high calorie shake, but they're good calories. As you guys know, we talk all the time, all calories are not the same. These are going to be good calories. So this is typically what we use for just one shake, right?
Yep.
But today we're just going to make one, and then Michelle and I are going to split it. But typically we each have one of these. So what we're going to show you is for one protein shake. If you were to have this in the morning for 2 people or whatever, you want to make 3 of these. And you could use a bigger blender and pour it into things or whatever. Like we use a Ninja blender. That's just what we use. This is a blender cup. You don't have it, that's fine. We're going to give you some measurements. You do what you need to do to make it and pour it, so on and so forth. So.
All right, so we've got our cup. Very first thing we use is almond milk. Now, if you want the unsweetened almond milk, that's great. There are a few less calories in it, but the difference for us is like I love vanilla almonds.
Yeah.
There's just a little bit of sweetness, but not overly sweet.
A little, I should have checked that before, but whatever. Yeah, it's a little sweet like Michelle. Michelle's a little sweet.
All right, so I usually pour, we don't do exact measurements, but probably about a half a cup of almond milk into your blender or blender bottle. If you want it a little bit more like chocolate milk consistency, you can do more. If you want it really rich and creamy, then do a little bit less, but that's usually what we start with.
Yeah, and again, you could use oat milk, or you could use whatever
regular
kind of
milk.
Yeah, like we just like the sweetened vanilla almond milk. So you do what works for you, but that's what we like.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I go with our ice, again, usually about a half a cup to a cup, depending on what consistency you want. Pour that into there. We do about the same measurements each time, but I don't necessarily use a measuring spoon with everything that we do. So each time it might come out a little bit different, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's always a surprise.
Always a surprise. Some are better than others. Next is our frozen bananas, and you could use just fresh bananas. Take a banana, chop it up, throw it in there. So don't freeze your bananas with the skins on. Peel your banana, chop it up, put it on a tray with some parchment paper, and throw it in the freezer. Otherwise, they are impossible to peel. We found that out the hard way.
Yippers. So like she chops about this small, like if you can see that at all, like if you're gonna slice it to put it on your Cheerios, about that size is what we do for the banana. So
Yep, gonna throw that in there. So again, about a half a banana to like 3/4 of a banana. For this one, this is the only fruit that we're putting in it, so I'll put a little bit more into there. So there's that. All right, next we'll do our protein powder. This is the protein powder we use.
We just use whey protein. Like we're not super picky about it. Like you want to make sure that there's no artificial flavors or sugars that are added to it. Again, you guys know this. We talk about like crazy. Like the more natural we can be, the better. So we just use a whey protein. We're not real like sold on any certain whey protein or whatever works for you. But yeah, so.
And then you want to explain about the scoop. We do 1 scoop of protein powder.
Yeah, so this actually is not the scoop that came with this one. Like most protein powder scoops they come with are like gargantuan, like almost double this size right here. If you want to use that much protein, that's awesome. Go for it. We like a little bit, so this is about this big. So how much is this one?
It's probably about 3 tablespoons to a 1/4 cup, somewhere in there.
So that's what we put in ours. If you want to use the big scoop, cool, go for it. This one's a little bit smaller. This is just what we use. Again, there's no exact science to this. You do what works for you, what fits for you. This is just what we use. It's one that we got in like in the first protein powder we got about a bazillion years ago. Just continue to like take the scoop that comes in the new one and use this one.
Protein powder. If most of what you do is chocolate and you want to get chocolate, if you want to use chocolate protein powder, that's okay too.
We like vanilla. Just I mean, you can buy both because vanilla goes with like any kind of protein shake you're gonna make, right?
Vanilla's more versatile. Chocolate, you're having a chocolate shake. Speaking of chocolate, we're gonna go with some cacao powder or cocoa powder or however. This is, you want to just make sure you have raw cocoa or cacao powder. You don't want it to be sweetened.
Right.
Just straight up cocoa. So with this, again, use about a tablespoon. You can see like that's a heaping tablespoon because I like my chocolate. So that goes in there. One of our favorite ingredients that we put in almost every shake we make.
I put it in literally every shake I make.
Cinnamon. It's so good for you. It has so many benefits that you don't even realize. And
it's delicious. Like, I mean, not that I would recommend taking just like a teaspoon of that and eating it because you would probably choke. But add it into a protein shake, absolutely amazing.
Absolutely. And we only do like, I'm going to use this little quarter teaspoon guy here. Again, I usually don't use this. I probably just use this tablespoon and put a little on the end, but probably about a quarter to a half a teaspoon of that. Next, this again goes in almost every single shake we make, is raw honey. Make sure it's raw, and you want unfiltered. You want to filter out all the good stuff.
Yeah, so raw, unfiltered honey. It's a great natural sweetener, so you can add this to coffee, things like that, tea, whatever. Again, just because it's natural doesn't mean that you should suck down a bottle of honey every day. But
so there's a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah,
but it's good sugar.
It's good sugar, it's good calories,
sugar.
it's natural. So this is actually really good too for helping muscle skin, which is great. So if you're doing the workouts, this will help you heal a little bit quicker as well. So you go ahead.
Right. Also, I've heard if you get local honey, local to wherever you live, and I'm gonna do, I don't know, maybe about a half a teaspoon or half a tablespoon to a tablespoon here.
Again, we typically don't use a spoon. We just kind of squirt it until it feels like it should be done.
Yep.
So
With my finger, because I love honey. But if you buy honey that's local to where you live, it's actually good for you because it helps with allergies and things like that as well. All right. Yeah, because the bees that like do whatever they do in your local area, like pollen and stuff like they pollinate. That's the word I'm looking for. They actually like it in the honey helps against allergies, against those different things that we're allergic to.
there we go.
I know that's not the scientific
Fun
words
fact,
for
fun
everything, but you get what I'm trying to say. I hope. All right. Last but not least, we've got natural peanut butter. We just use Smucker's natural peanut butter. If you look at the ingredients, it says peanuts. Contains 1% or less of salt. So literally peanuts and a pinch of salt. That's all that's in this jar.
Yep, and we refrigerate our. So this is the kind of peanut butter that when you buy it looks disgusting because all the oil's on top and you gotta like work at like stirring it and it's super annoying and you get it all over your hand and your sleeves or whatever. But all natural peanut butter, like this is one of my like favorite things to put just in general, like on snacks for like rice cakes or on sourdough bread with a little bit of honey. Speaking of, for a nice snack during the day or whatever, it's great too.
So again, about a tablespoon of that. You can see kind of like a heaping tablespoon. Pop that in there.
You got it right on there.
Oh, I did. I make a mess in the kitchen constantly.
That everything? You good?
That is everything for just the basic chocolate peanut butter banana smoothie. You mix that up, it'll be delicious.
Now, there's some things you've been probably maybe been looking at. You're like, oh, what is this stuff over here? This is stuff that, so that's the basic recipe right there, right? You can kind of take it and add some things to it. What I like to add to mine is rolled oats. And again, it would be just about a pinch of rolled oats to throw in there. Michele hates it. Like she hates having like the chunky kind
I do not want to chew my shake.
Yeah,
it's a texture thing.
You gotta kind of chew it a little bit. It does blend up real good, but we won't put these in today because we're going to be sharing this one and because I'm such a selfish person.
True story.
But so rolled oats I put in mine. Again, another really good source of protein, things like that. Also, too, one of the things that we are going to put in today that you don't have to at all if you don't have anything. Most of these ingredients, if not all of them, you can find like at your local grocery store, right? So we have chia seeds. Chia seeds are super good for your brain, super good for your. They're amazing. We put like a little bit of those in. So why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, you don't have me some of this.
And
chia seeds are inexpensive. Like I get these at Aldi. I think I get a big bag of them for $3. And you'll see we put like a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon in. We'll do 2 of them. So it lasts a long time. And there's amazing benefits again in chia seeds. So it's a good one to use.
We also put maca in ours, a maca powder. Again, it's not a ton of it. Maca is another one of those powders that is good for you. There's still a lot of studies being done on maca, so there's some studies that are showing that it's very good in building a good, healthy gut, as well as helping with recovery as well. So we have maca in, as well as there's ashwagandha here as well, which again, there's still a lot of studies being done on this as well. But the early preliminary studies, much like maca, showing that there's a lot of good health benefits to it. Both maca and ashwagandha have kind of like a nutty, earthy kind of flavor, so it works out really good when you're doing like a chocolate banana type smoothie. One of the things we also add to this one sometimes, as Michele does that, is if you take like some instant coffee and you take the grounds, put it in like a little cup, and then take some boiling water, put that in there, start to put that in, you can kind of make this a mocha as opposed to cocoa. If you like coffee, to add that in there as well. So
yeah, and none of the ashwagandha, the maca, they're a little more expensive than something like the chia or even the cacao powder, but they're not crazy expensive either. Like I think each of these may have been $5 to $6, so not too bad.
Yeah, there's 6 of us in this family, so we cannot afford to go crazy with groceries. So
no. Okay, so for us next, what we would do is we have this little cap that goes on. We want to make sure it's on there straight. We have made that mistake before, and if it's not on straight, it explodes all over the place and makes a mess in your blender, which is fun. If you're putting it all just in a regular pitcher blender, obviously just make sure your lid is on, blend it up real good, and then pour it into a cup like that. Give it a little shake so the liquid's going down.
all right, to the blender. And there you have it, our beautiful, delicious protein shake. You'll find sometimes, because we do this, if you see my Instagram, you'll see pictures sometimes of when you take the top on, take the top off, you overfilled it, it'll like spill out. So let's see how we did here. Look at this, we gotta record all these, because this might be the cleanest shake we've ever made ever.
And it's like full, because also there's times where we'll take it off and it's like down here, and I don't know how that happens, so we'll add some extra ice and put the lid back on. But this one is pretty perfect.
Oh, I'll tell you, right?
No.
Pour it on. What are you doing?
All right, should we pour?
Pour.
All that in
Nice.
this.
Also, too, if you ever want to make just one to split with somebody, like it is a great snack, especially like either a after workout snack to kind of replenish, or a pre-workout snack to fuel you for your workout. So we got these really cool little metal straws that we use. Otherwise, guys, enjoy. All right, guys, catch you later.